Because you have a paradigm that makes an assumption that people know better than you, therefore they can tell you what to do, and you are only hired as laborers to go do this thing. You don't think. I am hired, okay, what's the project, go fix this. Okay, I know a couple of books I read, okay, I'm gonna go fix this project. This is like hiring a painter that says, go paint that room, and you just have a tool and a brush and all that, and you paint. But you don't think, what color should I paint? What color should I paint? And therefore, you think not at this level, you think at this level. The problem with thinking at this level is what? You waste a lot of your resources working on things that are not important. How many of your projects are worthless? From a CEO's perspective. From a student doing a project, you say, okay, what difference does it make? Now, from the shop floor level, what did you assume? What did you assume? We said, and I think Walde showed you, that we have network analysis, yes? We say, okay, in my shop floor, I do this, it goes over here, it goes over here, this comes here, this happens here, this comes together here, and everything comes together. Sub-assemblies coming together in the final assembly. Which, if my shop floor is my problem, my shop floor is not like this. This is too simplistic. My shop floor looks like what? Like this. And what did you learn in here? Where should you focus in on?
Critical path.
The critical path. The critical path. The critical path, the critical path, the critical path. A, B, C, D, and E. So my critical path becomes A, B, C, D, and E. Is your project that you are working on the critical path? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you sure? If I am working on the critical path, where on the critical path should I work on? Where's the bottleneck? Let's assume this is the bottleneck. What is the reason for the bottleneck? Tell me, what is the reason? Okay, so there are reasons, but this is a little bit false, because I should look at the bottleneck, but what should I do? I should design this entire process. Yes or no? You should design this entire process. My focus is on this, but my focus is on designing this process, because what is this process? Tell me what is this? What is this right here, or this process? You know what that is? The person that had the largest number. If you do not get rid of the person with the largest number, your goal will not change. Your goal will not change. Are we okay? The goal is not going to change. So I am not sure that you are looking at the right thing from an organizational perspective, that you're looking, if it is production, that you're looking at the correct value stream. Of the correct value stream, are you looking at the right critical path? Are the critical path, are you looking at the bottleneck? And if you are not looking at the bottleneck, what are you then doing? Now the question is, then we're going to have to fix that bottleneck. And generally speaking, what is it that we want to do? Okay, and then I'll take you to the slides. What is it that we want to do? How do I fix this? So the question is, oh my God, I have this problem and I now know the root cause of this problem. This is what we said is what? This entire thing is called the DRIV, and it allows me to define problem. Do you like people that define the problem, or do you like people that can solve the problem? Which one do you think is more difficult? How many times have you in your classes, at your universities, defined the problem? Let me tell you how many times. 0. This is a class in, I don't know, simulation. So the problem they give must be simulation. Okay? And if you can't get the answer, you run off to somebody's office. I said, but I cannot do this. You have never defined the problem. Have you? Give me, no, here you're supposed to fight with me. Yes, you're supposed to fight. Give me an example of a time that you have actually truly defined the problem of a system. Fight with me. I got 47 people with 3, 4, 5 years of experience, and you're telling me that of 5 times 47, that's almost maybe 200 years, multiplied by the number of projects, 2 projects, 100 projects, not a single project. Did you define the problem? Now, do you see this? You see this right here? Is this clear? Is this clear or not? I don't ever listen to anybody. My value is this. And I can tell you, if you want to be a consultant, you can make a lot of money. I mean, I have gone out and consulted, and I've consulted, and I charge $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a day. Do you think that I work faster and harder than other people? No. Why do you think they hired me and gave me that money per day? Because I could define that problem and say, if I can solve that problem for you, you may be able to save $5 million. So to pay me $5,000 a day so I can save them $5 million is not a bad deal for them. But if you're going to pay somebody $5,000 a day to go do what? Go do cell design? For no reason? Nobody's going to do it. Value. Value. All right. Are we clear? I want to make sure. So I don't want you to ever accept what other people are telling you. Now, you don't have to be mean. What I've told you in your projects is you do the projects they're telling you. But at the end of the project, you say, I also have some thoughts about this. After solving your problems, let me tell you what I think. There are other issues, and let me tell you how I have thought through this. I have gone this and this and this and this and this and this. I have come to the conclusion that you should maybe look at this area. And if you look at this area, this, I believe, is your impact. For that, they are willing to pay you $5,000. For you to solve the problem that they have defined, nobody's going to pay you $5,000. Are we okay? Say yes.
Yes.
But I don't want you to be lost. And say, oh, I don't know what to do. Okay? We're clear on the defined part. Now let's talk about, in a minute, and then I can show you the slides. Now, I have the D-R-I-V, which is defined. The next is E, execute, right? Execute means what? To solve the problem. What did you learn about solving the problem? How should I look at it? Tell me. Tell me, what is, if this is, this is a critical process, right? I'm going to draw the critical process here for you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your critical process. Tell me how you're not going to touch a single thing yet. I'm still thinking. I'm still thinking. I'm not solving anything. I'm still thinking about my solution. So, if I am doing a surgery, should I cut before I think? Or should I think and then I cut this area or this area depending upon what I think? How should I do it? I should think first, right? So tell me what you know about this process. How, if you are the surgeon and the physician of this process, it is not, oh, I can see this and I can see this and I can see this, therefore let's do this. It is that initial ability to think of the solution. Tell me how to think of the solution.
Performance metrics?
What our performance metrics are these, remember? And I'll show you in this minute on how we're going to, are we okay? Everybody clap. Clap. And I suggest something to you. Next time, take a little bit longer. Okay, just stop up one step, rest 1 minute, come up one step. All right? By the way, you know what your name is? Your new name? Tell him what his new name is. Nobody likes you now. Everybody hates constraints. Are we okay? Are we okay on the defined part? Please tell me yes. Tell me how to solve it now. Ah!
You should think through the forms, different forms of waste.
No,
No?
no, that's not the way I think. Because let me show you. Can I give you an example? Oh, so nice. Everybody clap. I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Like we were talking about a break? I want you to tell me, waste is this. Anything that you do now that is not related to this class and your education is a waste. Okay. She just disrupted the class. According to Lean, she did not do anything that did anything to help with the teaching. She brought water to someone.
No, lemonade.
Really? Why not everybody? Is that waste?
Yes.
According to Lean concepts, it's a waste. Lean says, if I am doing procedures in production, anything that is not production is waste. So if I start looking at waste, you are going to make very, very, very bad decisions sometimes, because what you're going to do is to increase the efficiency of this, you're going to destroy this person and this person. And is drinking coffee constraint? You watch this. Everybody put your drinks away. No drinks in the class. Put it. Watch this. Everybody put your cell phones away. Everybody take your watches and put it on the side. Nobody is to talk to each other. Nobody looks at anybody else. Can you do this for 8 hours?
No.
Then how do you design it? Because if I look at waste and I say, you cannot look at your cell phone, and you cannot drink water, and you cannot do this, and you cannot do this, and because all of those are defined as waste. Is it possible that you create robots rather than human beings? Yes or no? So that is a very dangerous way of implementing. I hate doing that because somebody says that is waste is not somebody else's waste. How we are different is we are going to attack waste, but not in a general way, but in a very surgical way. The surgical way is the following. We classify waste not as waste. What is it that we want to do? What are these? We're going to attack waste, but from a more scientific perspective. Yes? Now, you have 4 different kinds of surgical equipment to cut a patient. You have this, you have this, you have this, and you have this. The first question is, this first cut that I am going to make in solving the problem, your problem, is it going to be based on this, 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 or this? Which one? No, first cut. I want you to not think that all of them are the same. Each one, depending upon the patient, this is more important for some patients. For some patients, this is more important. For some patients, this is more important. And for some patients, you can just do this. How many people do you know that say, oh, I am not feeling good, but there's nothing wrong with them? What do they call it? Hypo, which means what? I have things wrong with me. I'm about to die. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay? You may not want to do this, this, and this. You may only want to do this. Okay, now, teach me a more clear thought process of why I should do this first, or should do this first, or do this first, or do this first. Is it not dependent upon the patient? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you think all of you have the same patient? So how come all of you are doing the same thing? It's like I have a hammer, and I'm going to use a hammer for everything. Are we good? Are we okay so far? I'm now teaching you how to think through the solution. Because I can tell you this. If you fix this, what will it fix? If you fix this, what will it fix? If you fix this, what will it fix? And in some cases, if you just do this, what will it fix? Have you heard of the Hawthorne experiment? The Hawthorne experiment said that they wanted to increase the productivity of a facility. So they started increasing the light. So they enhanced the light, and productivity went up. They enhanced the light some more, and productivity went up. Now they said, let's try this. They reduced the light, productivity went up. They reduced the light some more, and the productivity went up. It was not the light. It was the intention that individuals seek. So when you give people attention, they will do more for you than not. Okay? Are we good? Let's talk about this concept, then I'll give you a break. Is that fair? Teach me. I don't want you ever to go back and say, I'm going to reduce waste or superficial stuff. Now we know this, that whether I this, it will impact this. How much? from 96 to 95. From 96 to 52, we don't know the impact, but it will impact this, and therefore impact this. Let's talk about disruption first. Is that okay? I have processes, and I'll solidify this because there's slides for you to look at that looks at a process and says, this is my process A, B, C, D, and E. And when I have my part, does my part go this, 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 and this? And is my process time the same? About the same? Same. What does this mean? How many people are at Denso? Denso, I want to show you, has a lot of what? Very automated lines. Automate. Automate means I put this little piece in a machine, I step away. You know what the machine does? The machine by itself goes bip, 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 and out. You see, no human being touches it. No human being touches it, and the machines are designed that it will go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Every part will do that. Every part. And because it's automated, every part, it will be 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. The time does not change. The steps don't change, and the times don't change. It's automated. Automated. Machine-driven systems. Machine-driven systems must be treated differently. Okay? Of the machine-driven systems, should I look at the flow? Flow is already designed in the system, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Should I look at the variation? 3 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. What is the biggest concern that you have? My first, it's not to say that I should not look at flow. It is not to say that I should not look at variation. It is not to say, but when I cut and do a surgery, I have to treat the biggest what? Problem. In those kind of systems, it is disruption. You see that? How many of you at this moment, based on the fact that you have identified the critical path and you're working on the critical path, are you going to be focusing your first surgical cut on disruption? If you have automated lines and you're working on automated lines, why would you not look at disruption? Because the only thing that causes what? Cycle time to go up is what? My machine broke down. It produced a bad part. I have to do setup. And that time, all of a sudden, this automated machine that goes like this, it is binary. You know what? You understand binary? 0 or 1. It is either running or not running. Why does it not run? Why would it not run? That is, as the surgeon of those kind of processes, that's the question that you have. Why will it not run? When it's running, it's fine. But when it does not run, why will it not run? Are we okay? We have other systems in which the process generally is the same. Midlab. Lasika. No, Lasika is a little bit different. Midlab. Both made. two examples that come to my mind. You see, Denso, I fit in here. Boatmate and Midlab, I fit in here. Why? Are the general process by which Boatmate makes the product about the same? Yes or no? Does everything go through painting? Does everything be assembled? Does everything then go through painting? Yes or no? But where is the difference? The difference is that every trailer is different. Is it different or not? This trailer takes me 2 minutes to paint. This takes me 10 minutes to paint. The next one takes me 5 minutes to paint. The next one takes me 7 minutes to paint. So the steps are the same. What changes? Process time. Now, when I go 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 12 minutes, 2 minutes, 8 minutes, etc. down the line, what is the biggest problem that you should solve? How to take care of the variation in the process. Why? What variation? Depending upon the day, my workers may be working a lot or not working a lot. Is that true or not? Okay, so now let me ask you the question, variation. How would you take care of this variation? Tell me. How? At, for example, Boatmate. How would you give me one example of how you can take care of variation? Because you assume that if I bring the product together, this product is 1 mile away, this product is nearby. Well, it takes me a long time to go, it does not take me, that's variation. So let's bring the products together, that's one. That's easy. Can you deal with variation through scheduling of the boat, trailers? Yes or no? Can scheduling be used as a basis? Yes or no? Say yes. Yes? Lesiga. Let's talk about Lesiga. Tell me a little bit about Lesiga. What do they make? Different types of piping. Is every order of piping different? Say yes. Therefore, if the order is different, and I go here, and some products start here, and some product go here, and some product go here, and the process is not consistent, and the process times are not consistent, where should your focus be? Flow. You see, you do not have to solve problems in a difficult way. It is the clarity of thought. And it does not mean that if I have Denso, that this is definitely the problem, but this is the first thing you check. If I have Boatmate, this is the first thing I check. If I have Lesiga, this is the first thing I check. You see the difference? Now, because here I have a bunch of tools, here I have a bunch of tools, here I have a bunch of tools, and here I have a bunch of tools. Which tools to use depends upon what you want to do. Is this clear or not?
Yes.
Are you ever going to use the word waste?
No.
Say no. Now, repeat for me, and then I'll give you a break. How do you determine, notice, have we solved anything? We haven't solved anything. I'm still thinking about my solution. I'm thinking about my solution. And if I'm thinking, for what systems is disruption important?